Chapter 427, Smiling 13. Translator, Translation_Nation. Editor, Translation_Nation, Chuchatrain. The Genius Battle had created huge waves of excitement in every universe country, getting the attention of countless people. And the pinnacle of Genius's battle, currently from the 1008 universe countries, made countless people from all over incredibly anxious. It couldn't be helped. After all, the training elimination round wasn't broadcasted publicly, only the rankings could be checked. Rongjun is too cool. Look, on the Virtual Universe website, the newest footage of Savage Rongjun has been shown. In the Virtual Universe streets of the Gonwu continent, a couple of youths pointed at the screen in the street. That girl said excitedly as the man beside her laughed, "The ranks are constantly changing. However, as long as they make it into the top 1000, the Virtual Universe company will create a broadcast for them. It's only our Gonwu Universe country's Rongjun has gotten that honor. Wasn't there a Luo Feng before? Haven't you seen the ranks? He's all the way at the bottom." The man shook his head. Didn't a lot of big people say Madman Luo Feng was very strong? What happened? Why is his rank so low? The girl asked curiously. No idea. The man shook his head and sighed. It is rather disappointing. I still worshipped him so much before. I always felt he was more vicious than Rongjun. However, now, over 100 million galaxies in the Gonwu Universe country, countless people were discussing the ranks of the Genius Battle, while many were expressing their disappointment at Luo Feng. Because, in the past, within the Gonwu Universe the discussions were rampant with the ranking of the geniuses of the Gonwu country. Rongjun was ranked 1 and Luo Feng 2. These two were the main stars. However, from the current look, Rongjun was intrepid, but Luo Feng? He was ranked right at the bottom. Within the over 10,000 star fields within the Gonwu Universe country, their words about Luo Feng were already considered gentle. The ones from the Black Dragon Mountain starfield, however, had gone mad. Madman. Have you really gone mad? Why are you so lousy? You shouldn't be so lousy. Such a disappointment. Madman, my beloved Madman, my worshipped Madman, where is he? How can you be right at the back? I don't expect you to rush to the front, but you should still make it to the top 10,000. Madman, Madman. The source of this content N/O/V/L/N. You are such a letdown. In the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, the countless citizens that were proud of Luo Feng had intense feelings. Some so far that they scolded Luo Feng with rage, hating that he didn't fight hard enough. The rankings are still moving, we'll only know at the end. Luo Feng may just go at it at the end. Before in the first world, he did the same thing as he only showed his strength at the back. Everybody has to believe in Madman. We will always support Madman. One spectrum was intense hate and rage after experiencing disappointment. The other was a solid support, keeping faith in Luo Feng. However, Luo Feng, who represented the Black Dragon Mountain Empire in the pinnacle of genius battles, had indeed hurt many of the citizens' faith. Virtual Universe, in the plaza surrounded by 1008 skyscrapers. 1008 undyings all sat there, looking at the floating screen, laughing and discussing. There's really a bunch of geniuses who hid their true strengths in their respective universe country selections. Surprises. The group of undyings were judging a few of the shocking performances, as the top 100 of this training space elimination would immediately receive a slot on the name list. Hence many of the truly strong warriors who had been hiding their strengths unleashed it all using their full strengths, causing the Undyings to be surprised. That Ape-Man youth is really nimble. These sort of places with many opponents really suit him. Beside, the scale-armored giant's voice rumbled. A training space is after all just a test. It's nothing like a 1v1 battle. And whatever's been arranged within, there's metal life forms, automaton dolls, these are all things that don't fear soul attacks. Hence, those proficient in soul attacks are at a major disadvantage. 1v1, human duel. Compared to this training space elimination, there would be differences in the people picked out. 13. What you said makes sense. Beside, a silver-haired man in a silver long robe said, however, a true genius would still perform well. And I feel that this training space has been designed well, because in the future, their enemies will be the many different strong races in the universe. The scale-armored giant nodded his head, looking at the ranking on the screen, where it displayed the 1,000 geniuses formed the Gonwu Universe country. Rong Jun, ranked 16, not bad. This Luo Feng. The scale-armored giant was angry. He's really treating it as a training ground, taking the maximum 10 days every level. This punk, he really doesn't care about others scolding him outside. As he paid attention to Luo Feng, he could easily see that Luo Feng was using up all the time given at each level. Eliminated? The scale-armored giant discovered that 2 other geniuses from the bottom had read universe language words behind them. Eliminated. 2 more died. At this time, in the center plaza there were already up to 100,000 eliminated geniuses. Schwa. 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 Almost every few seconds, 10 or so human silhouettes would simultaneously appear in the center plaza. Windmill, you've been eliminated too? Bulasi, you were earlier than me. The green-haired youth Windmill joked back. I've never expected myself to be able to get into the top 7,300. A handsome youth with curly hair, dressed in golden armor, shook his head when I entered the training space. I fought hard with the greatest speed through each level, wanting to raise my rank. And everything went as I expected, killing fast at the start. My name rose extremely fast, rushing to the top 100,000 even. However, the 3rd tower later was really too difficult, my speed slowed down and finally I died. In an instant my rank dropped to the back 300,000, and after my death, at the 3rd tower 5th level, I was sat on by that automaton puppet, really tragic. Sat on? Windmill laughed loudly. How far did you reach? That handsome youth asked. 3rd tower level 7. Windmill couldn't help but curse. That Bug Clan mother nest was too strong as the bug soldiers kept coming out. The production speed was much faster than the previous 2 towers, and much stronger as well. My killing speed couldn't match up to the production speed. I could only watch as the soldiers increased in number and buried me alive. Haha, the handsome youth couldn't help but laugh. Oh, right, I just checked the rankings. The madman from our universe country, the one that you are on good terms with, why is he so low? Low? Windmill gazed about. Have you looked around? There's already over 100,000 eliminated geniuses. As long as Madman stays within the training space, his name will continue to rise. Just wait. That punk, I'm very sure, just like the last time in the first world of elimination. This punk didn't even do anything the October 1st days, and later went on a slaughtering spree. I'm sure this will be exactly the same. So devious? The handsome youth stared. This is called calm. Grounded. Windmill mocked, unlike you, rushing headfirst, being eliminated at the 3rd tower 5th level. 7 towers. 1,008,000 geniuses, they had all passed the 1st and 2nd towers. However, the moment the 3rd tower began, many had been eliminated. The 3rd tower had eliminated the most people. Almost 90% of the entire number. Luo Feng, right, just like that, stay low. The 9th Prince Brolin was within his own Black Dragon Mountain Island's palace, comfortably laying in his chair, looking at the floating screen. On it was a forum. He was watching a large amount of people scolding Luo Feng for not fighting hard enough. Interesting, interesting. Brolin was all smiles. Luo Feng, even though I don't want to mess with you, I don't want you to be too strong too. The position you are at right now is just right, it fits you. Brolin could continue living his satisfied life as a prince. After all, the imperial family was backed by that emperor that opened the country. As an undying being, Luo Feng couldn't pick a fight with him. However, Nulan Shan was different. Right now, Luo Feng could easily get people to help him settle Nulan Shan. Hence, ever since Luo Feng made headlines in the genius battles, the cautious Nulan Shan was scared out of his own family palace. He ended up moving to a distant Karma star field, on a harsh environment normal life planet and living a secluded life. Good. Good. After his training, he flew back to his simple villa, his cold eyes looking at the quantum computer screen in the living room. The rankings changed occasionally. He couldn't help but smile coldly, forcing me to leave my family. This time, you little punk, you will drop and fall hard, right at the bottom? Great. In spite of the madness happening outside, rage, suspicion, scolding, cheers, Luo Feng maintained his position steady as a mountain, taking 10 days for every level, slowly progressing. 2nd tower level 7, passed. 3rd tower, 7 levels, passed. The 4th tower's 7 levels. If the Mosha clan clone hadn't been born yet, Luo Feng wouldn't have been able to make it through. However, as like before, he took one step at a time and steadily passed all 7 levels. Virtual Universe, in the Center Plaza. To the eternal undyings, staying 1 year here was a very casual thing altogether. Undeniably, this level of gathering, they couldn't leave so easily either. The 1008 undyings were all in discussion. 13. Your universe country's Luo Feng has risen greatly again. Look at this broadcast. That punk has maintained a steady pace, not rushed but not slow either, and he passes every level easily. Look, he's made it into the top 500. The scale-armored giant sat in a huge chair, looking at the screen before him. The ranking on the screen was very peculiar. The Gonwu Universe country's genius number 1 was Rong Jun. He was currently the overall rank 13. However, Rong Jun had already died in a battle and was kicked out of the training space. This Rong Jun made it earlier on to the 5th tower when he died. During that time, Luo Feng was still at the 1st level of the 4th tower, slowly moving. The scale-armored giant couldn't help but force a smile. He remembered clearly the joke that happened before. Back then he said, Luo Feng is maintaining a very low profile. Slowly, just watch, towards the end he will rise to the top 3,000 to 5,000. The scale-armored giant had said to the other undyings back then. However, later on, Luo Feng's name rose steadily, and right now he was in the top 500. 5th tower. Luo Feng has entered the 5th tower. 1st level, success. Rank 128. 3rd level, success. Rank 42. As time passed, the scale-armored giant creased his eyebrows. Under that helmet were eyes that were filled with a deathly aura. Staring hard at the screen, saying softly, "This Luo Feng, he hides his power really well. However, I like these kinds of surprises." His eyes had a sense of glee.